and welcome to today's afternoon lesson here on the AMlanguage YouTube channel with me, Richie. I hope you're all doing very well, and you should hear me well. I'm going to have to get a better microphone. I've been listening to the recent videos since I got these, and I'm not completely happy. So I am going to have to try and find some good microphone, a portable microphone, so the quality is better. Welcome to today's lesson. I hope you're all doing well. Good afternoon, Leondina. Thank you for joining. Buon pomeriggio. Now, you might notice we have a new video that I posted half an hour ago. It is an IELTS testimonial video. It was kindly done by a student of ours named Hara Lee, and she successfully achieved her IELTS target. Now, her IELTS band score target was 5.5, and considering the journey she's been on and the level she started at, this is a fantastic achievement. And now she gets to go on to do what she wants to do. And we wish her all the very, very best of luck with that as she's going on to university. So good luck to you, Hara Lee. Thank you so much for joining, and we're so happy that you had a good time on our IELTS course. So make sure you watch her testimonial. There will be a new video going up this week, a short video as well. I'm currently having some problems with the program that I'm using. I might need to update. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully I can upload it. It's in the final editing stages. Good afternoon, Arena F. Welcome to today's lesson, Privyet. Francesca, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Evelina, you as well. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, today we are going to look at some writing skills, and we're going to look at something called word categories. Very important that we get this right. On a slightly different note, don't forget, from next week, you guys can take part in actual videos. We're going to have some challenges, and you guys, language challenges, and you guys can take part and try and complete the challenges. We'll then upload the video, and there is the possibility of you guys actually winning some great prizes, especially when it comes to some great activities you can do over the course of the summer. And Malta is going to be a great place for summer, especially because of its activities. Malta has done very well on the COVID side, so there will be lots of opportunities to have a really good summer. Alida, good afternoon, and buenos dias from where you are in the world as well. Don't forget, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and like and share the video. It's so important that we like the videos. So let's begin. We're going to start off with a little question, and the question is, because here we're looking at something called word classification. So how many word classifications are there? Okay, I'm going to give you a choice. 3, B, 5, C, 7, or D, 9. Freddie, good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Thank you for joining, and thank you for subscribing. I saw your subscription. Well done. If you have a lesson at 5, you're of course free to go, but thank you for joining nonetheless. So that's the first question, guys. How many word classifications are there in English? Do you think there's 3? Do you think there's 5? Do you think there's 7? Or do you think there's 9? How many word classifications do you think there are? Now here, when I'm talking about word classification, I am talking about things like nouns, verbs, adjectives. Arena F has said 9. If you agree with Arena F, let me know. If you think it's not 9 and you think it's more like 7 or 5, also let me know. Now, we're not going to look at all of the word classifications today, but it's important to know how many there are. And some of them are, you know, very small. You could easily sort of forget about them. They're so small, but they still matter. Can I have anyone else in the chat section to come in with their own prediction? Okay, so Leondina agrees with Arena F that it's 9. Alida says that she doesn't know, but she's going to guess 7. Francesca's gone for 7 as well. Okay, so I can tell you guys that the answer is 9. Yes, there are 9 word classifications in English. Now, what are they? Most of them you will know. Okay, so you've got nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, determiners. If in case you're not too sure what a determiner is when we talk about words like articles, so the, and an, for example. We know about prepositions, interjections, very, very small, very, very small. Interjections, if we were to look at an interjection, it's a part of speech. It would be like an exclamation mark, for example. So it's part of speech, such as, ah, there she is, exclamation mark. So that's what we mean by an interjection. Some people might choose to leave this one out, in which case you're left with 8. It's a cheeky one, really. Any others that you guys might not be too familiar with? Let's see. Oh, a conjunction. A conjunction, you guys will know conjunctions as the following, okay? When we use a word like and or but, linking words, okay? A conjunction is a linking word. So a conjunction would be and or but, for example. So that's why there are 9. Now we know about nouns, we know about verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and pronouns, and of course prepositions. But when it comes to writing skills, it can be a little bit difficult because it's not always obvious what we need. And this is where word classification does make a difference. The light is just a little bit too bright for me, and now that's a bit too dark. I'm just going to have to go with it. Okay, so let's see. Let's begin. Okay, one of the things that we do need to know about word classifications is something called, and we looked at it yesterday, suffix. Okay, suffixes. These are the endings of words. We're sometimes sort of trying to think to ourselves, what's the ending of the word? I know the word I want. I'm writing the sentence. I know the word I want, but I don't know what the correct form it is. So I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about, and you guys can tell me which form I should use. I'm going to start off with a very simple example that I'm quite sure everyone will be able to get right. So this is my example. We've gone for the word beauty. Okay. Now we've got she is beauty, she is beautiful, she is she is beautiful, beautifully, and she is beautiful. Okay. And the question is, for instance, we know the meaning of the word that we want, but sometimes we need to think to ourselves, do I need a noun? Do I need a verb? Do I need an adjective? Or do I need an adverb? Okay. Which one is correct? Okay. So, like I said, I'm starting off with a very simple example, and then we're going to go from there. One of the things we do need to know is your first language is probably going to make a difference. If you come from a Latin speaking language, this is where order of words can begin to be a little bit difficult. You might, for instance, be used to going noun, adjective instead of adjective, noun. Correct. Yes, a leader. We need the adjective in this sentence. Now, why? We know we've got subject plus verb plus object. That is something that everybody learns, but we've got a few others. You've got subject plus verb plus something called complement. Okay, this is when we're starting to use adjectives, for example. Okay, subject, verb, complement. That's what we mean. Here we're going to go with an adjective, for example. Now, you don't actually need to know that. I'm just letting you know that. Okay, because if we use the adjective beautiful, beautiful isn't an object. It's not a noun, okay, of the sentence. It's a complement. It's an adjective. So that's why we can do this. In this case, SDC, for example. But when we start trying to write, this is when things become a little bit difficult. Okay, now have a go at this one, which is the correct sentence. Okay, let's have a go. Okay, and B. Okay, so let's start off with this. She was trying to make a cake beautiful, but she was having some problems. B. She was trying to make a beautiful cake, but she was having some problems. Alida has gone for B. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with the leader? Here we have to think about word order. All of you going for B, and B is correct. Okay, good. Now let's make this a little bit harder. Okay, we're now going to increase the level of difficulty. And I'm going to stop playing around with the word beautiful. So I'm now going to introduce some other words to make this just a little bit more difficult. Okay, let's see which is correct. Okay, which is correct. Again, you have to think of word order. It was hardly believable at the time, or it hardly was believable. If you have hardly believable, it means, or in this case, okay, all of you are going for A. A is correct. Good, well done. Now let's make this even harder. Okay, so far you guys are doing very well. Time to really make this a little bit harder. Okay. A. And C. Okay, so Alida has quickly said B. So we've got the options here. She was late and she had a good excuse, but car broke down. Or B, she was late, but she had a good excuse because her car broke down. Okay, if you agree, okay, all of you are agreeing with each other here. B. Okay. Well done, guys. B is correct. Now, I'm now going to make this even harder. What words are missing? What words are missing? Okay. I'm also going to, I might include the meaning of what we're going for, okay? So, A. Okay, we're now moving on to the next stage of this exercise. What words are missing? So here you need to look at this and think to yourself, right, what word classifications are missing from this sentence? With the sentence reads, wanted to leave party, tired, had work in the morning. So the meaning is there. The meaning is there. But we're missing some words. Can you rewrite the sentence with the missing words? Okay. Try and rewrite the sentence with the missing words. So in this case, we need to think, right, do we have our verbs? Do we have our adjectives? But what about the other words? Are we missing any prepositions? Are we missing any determiners, like the articles, like the, or an? Are we missing any conjunctions, such as and, but? Have a little think. Try and rewrite the sentence with the missing words. We're now entering the harder stage. Please write the whole sentence. Thank you very much, Francesca. Please write the whole sentence with the missing words. This is now the hardest activity I'm asking from you guys. So as usual, we started off nice and easy, and we're now climbing the ladder. We're now entering a much harder stage. We can tell which sentence is better, but can we write? Can we correct? Can we rewrite this sentence with the missing words? So Francesca has said he wants to leave party, tired, but he had work in the morning. Okay, a leader has said he wanted to leave the party. He was tired because he had worked in the morning or because he had work in the morning. Let me know about that. That's an interesting thought on the suffix there, a leader. If we say he was tired because he had worked in the morning, that will have one meaning. But if we say he was tired because he had work in the morning, that's going to create a slightly different meaning. Okay, so then we need to think about the context, because then if we look at Leondina has come in with a very similar sentence, but the change of the ed on work completely changes the meaning. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired as he had work in the morning. So potentially both could be right. Both could be right, but we have to think, have we written it correctly where it's going to have the correct sentence? So guys, let me know for everyone else, do you agree with the leader? Or do you agree with Leondina? Or maybe you agree with both Alida and Leondina. Maybe both are right. They have a different meaning, but maybe both are right. Let me know. So what do you guys think? Definitely not an easy one at the moment. And like I said, this is probably the hardest one I'm giving you as we speak. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds. I think this one could be made into a good competition, actually. Complete the sentences. That could be a good one. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take a leader's one. Okay. Oh, Freddie's come in. You agree with a leader because change the verb work in the past participle. Past participle. That's what you're going for. Okay, let's look at the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so let's first go with a leader's. Okay, this is a leader's sentence, and we're now looking at the meaning. Okay, so he wanted to leave the party. He was tired because he had worked in the morning. Okay, so in this case, work was the past action, and because of this action, he was tired. That's what the meaning of this sentence means. Now, if we go to Leondina's sentence, okay, let's look at the meaning over here. Okay. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired as he had work in the morning. Okay, he wanted to leave the party because he was tired. Now here we need to think about the linkage. Okay, he was tired to leave the party because he was tired. Let's first of all think what we're saying here. Okay, the meaning here is he's tired and wants to leave the party because he has work in the morning. Okay, that's the meaning. Would I make any changes to this? He was tired. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired. I would say as he had work in the morning. You know what? I'm going to say overall correct, but I would be tempted to replace as with and. Okay. This is a small, minor change. Okay. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired as he had work in the morning. That is actually still correct. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired and he had work in the morning. The reason why I would choose to go with and is because I think for me, listening to the sentence and reading the sentence and kind of links into work the next day a little bit better in the sense there's an extra, it's clearer that there's something about this that's of importance. He needs to sleep because he has work in the morning. And he's got these two things. He's tired and he has work in the morning. He needs to go to bed. And probably the more natural one to go with. But I am not going to say that Leontina is wrong to use as, because she can use as. Anita says has instead of had. Interesting question. As he has, yes, wanted to leave. Okay, good point. I think it depends on the time that we're talking about, because potentially we could use both. He wanted to leave the party because he was tired and he had work in the morning. If we use had, we're clearly talking about two past events. Well, we're talking about the past, clearly the past. If we're talking about the present, let's see, can we make this work in the present? He wanted, good point, actually. The more I think about it, I think if we're going to use has, Alida, we need to change the first bit to he wants to leave or early because he has work in the morning. So I would say if we want to use has, we just have to change the first part. Present simple, past simple, past simple, or past simple, past perfect. Be very careful about the idea of wanting to change the tense within one sentence. That's going to be difficult. So because we started off with wanted, we're going to keep all the verbs in the past. If we change wanted to wants, then we can use has. That's the safer rule. But you've given me an idea for the next activity. Let's see how you guys do, okay? What's wrong with this sentence? See you tomorrow, Freddie. Thank you for joining. So what's wrong with this sentence? Okay, rewrite the sentence with the correct words. Okay, have a go. I'm now going to write a sentence that is incorrect. You guys need to see what is wrong, and you need to rewrite the sentence with the correct words. Let's go. Let's go. He wishes to live in Spain because him likes it a lot and he's had an apartment near the beach. So one of the things you can see here is that we're now focusing on two word classifications. We're looking at the verbs and we're looking at pronouns. Verbs and pronouns. This is what we need to think about. It can be very confusing. If you're talking about the present, stay in the present. If you're talking about the past, talk about the past. So you guys can change this so it's just talking about the past, or you can change this where it's just talking about the present. But you need to decide, is this person talking about the past or the present? If they're talking about the past, verbs need to be in the past. If they're talking about the present, then obviously verbs need to be in the present. But we also need to think about the choice of pronoun. Has this person used the pronoun correctly? Let's see, Alida has gone with, he wishes to live in Spain because he likes it a lot, and he has an apartment near the beach. If you agree with Alida, let me know. If you now, Alida has gone for the present. If you want to show me how this should be written in the past, also let me know. Okay, but thank you very much, Alida, for your example sentence. Evelina says that she agrees with Alida. Okay. Thank you very much, by the way. Much appreciated. Let's see. Let's see if we can. Okay, so Leondina says he wished to live in Spain because, he wished to live in Spain because he likes it a lot and he has an apartment near the beach. Francesca says he wishes to live in Spain because he likes it a lot and he has an apartment near the beach. Wishes, says Lindy. Yes, we can't forget the yes. Okay, all of you have gone for the same answer, therefore. And the correct answer is that. Good. Well done, guys. You got that correct. Okay, now let's go for one more activity. This will be the hardest. Let's see how you guys get on. This activity is going to be quite hard. Now, on the level test that we do, there's a reading section. Now I know this is a writing skills that we're looking at, but when we think about reading, it can help us with our writing, which is why I'm going to focus on this. Now, I'm going to focus on this. Now, in reading tests, you will sometimes be asked to try and spot one mistake and tell me what the correct, you'll have to say what the problem is. You have to show let me start again. In the reading exam, there is a section where you have to find the mistake and write the correction on the side. Now, why is this a good skill? Well, a really important skill is to reread what you have written in an exam. So you need to be able to see if you have made a mistake. So that section of the reading from our level test actually has a link with the writing, the essay writing. Can you find the one mistake per sentence, if there is? If so, you need to obviously correct it, but it helps when you start to read your own work. Can you see the mistakes in your own work? Alida says she gets confused when she has to choose between narrative tenses. Well, we are going to look at narrative tenses on Thursday. So make sure you join me for that, okay? Narrative tenses can be very confusing. We have to be careful because that's when you're looking at various past and present structures. It can be a little bit confusing, so we will look at that. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you two. Let's see. Okay, and B. Okay, so spot the mistake and rewrite the sentences with the corrections. Okay, you've got two sentences. She has been seen many times on recent years. And B, she didn't used to think she would find love. Now, can you see what the mistakes are in both of these sentences? And can you rewrite the sentences as they should be? Um, one of these would be aimed at pre-intermediate. The other one would be aimed at upper intermediate. So we've got two extremes. We've got pre-intermediate and an example for upper intermediate. Let's see how you guys do. Like I said, there's only one mistake. So you need to find that one mistake and you need to rewrite it. And like I was saying before, the reason why this sort of activity is so important, yes, this is a reading activity, but this helps you with your writing skills when it comes to you checking your work. It's so important that after you have written, you go back and check your work, which means you need to find your mistakes. They can make a big difference between, they can make a big difference in an exam, especially essay writing. I should always say, as a general as a good idea, the teacher will be more impressed if you can correct your own mistake. That helps because that tells the teacher that you know what you should be writing. Francesca has said for A, she has been seen many times recently. Okay, so you've taken out years. Okay, that is correct. She has been seen many times recently, or she has been seen. Yeah, you could say that, but we've now dropped the word years. Now, in an exam, you can't, you would have to be careful. You've dropped, because here you've dropped the word on and years. So even though that reads correctly, you need to think about what would happen in the exam. You can't drop two words. So yes, A is correct, is a correct sentence, but in this case, if this were an exam, you wouldn't get the mark. So have a second think about that. No, and B, Francesca said she didn't used to think she would find love. Thank you very much, Francesca. I'm very pleased with your answer B. Leondina has said on is the problem in sentence A. It should read, she has been seen many times in recent years. Okay, here you can see Leondina hasn't changed recent to an adverb and hasn't dropped the word years. Instead, she has changed the preposition. So if you agree with Leondina, let me know in the live chat section. Do you agree with Leondina? Same thing with Francesca. If you agree with Francesca, let me know. Alida says that for A, she has been seen many times in recent years. Okay, so that's the same answer as Leondina. B, she didn't used to think she would find love. Okay, for B, Alida has the same answer as Francesca. She has decided to drop the D in use because of the negative didn't. Evelina says that she agrees with Leondina. Okay, excellent, guys. Let me now show you what the correct answers are. Leondina says B, used to. The D on used to is incorrect, therefore it has to be she didn't used to. Okay. Okay, so the correct answers. Yes, the first problem in A is on and in. We've gone for the preposition on, but the correct answer should be in. She has been seen many times in recent years. B, yes, we've got the negative didn't used to. Well, if it's the negative, then we can't have the D. We have to drop the D. So it should just be use without the D. She didn't used to think she would find love. Excellent. Well done, guys. You've all done really, really well today. So a big thank you to Leondina, Evelina, Alida, Francesca, Arena F, Freddie. I think I've mentioned everybody. Thank you so much for your participation. You guys make the lesson what it is. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you like the video. And don't forget to check out our new testimonial video that came up today. It's an IELTS testimonial by a student of ours named Hara Lee, who did well in her IELTS exam. A big thank you to everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, with another daily live English lesson. And join me on Thursday for narrative tenses. If you want to know more about narrative tenses, join me on Thursday. Leondina says, thank you, Richard. Have a nice evening. See you tomorrow. You too, Leondina. Thank you very much. And Alida says, bye, Richard. And everybody take care. You too, Alida. Arena F says, thanks, Richard. Have a good evening. You too, Arena F. Thank you very much for joining, as always. Evelina says, bye, Richard, and see you tomorrow. Arrivederci. Ci vedo domani. I probably got that wrong, but yeah, see you tomorrow, of course. I do need to get better at speaking other languages. That reminds me, I need to actually do some revision with the language I am currently trying to learn. Not doing very well, I should add. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye. Take care. Francesca, see you guys tomorrow. Yes, see you, Francesca. Thank you so much. Bye for now.